I thought this thing was gonna blow up overnight. I launched it, I hit publish, and then basically nothing happened. But a few days later, something crazy happened. It started to work quietly and slowly, but it changed everything. And now I'm thinking way different about this challenge, about how to be patient and what I actually need to do to make $100,000. If you're new here, I'm doing the 100K build challenge where I'm gonna try to make $100,000 using only AI tools. As you probably already know, there are 3 rules to the challenge. Rule number 1 is that I can only use AI tools. Rule number 2 is that I must document everything here right on this channel, so please subscribe. And rule number 3 is that I cannot give up until I make $100,000, and that's my promise to you guys. Today is day 7. I've got a ton of updates for you guys. A lot of stuff is changing with the challenge, and I'm really excited to share it with you. The first update that I have is I am changing basically my entire strategy. In this video, I'm gonna go over that entire change, and I have a really cool tool where you can actually follow along with everything that I'm doing with the challenge. The second update that I have for you is my AI thumbnails tool is actually starting to work, and I have a bunch of exciting updates on what happened since the last video I shared, which was the launch. And update number 3 is I'm working on a new product. I'm working on a new startup, and I'm gonna be sharing some details about that and my thought process around that startup. So yeah, this is day 7 of the 100K build challenge. Let's go. All right, so my first big update is on the AI thumbnails tool. I know you guys are curious about what's happened with that since the launch and where it's at now. Just a reminder where we left off, we launched it. It didn't go viral. It made basically 1 sale, and I kind of felt embarrassed by that and like a failure. I had decent expectations for the AI thumbnails tool, and obviously the outcome didn't meet up to those expectations. But this is where I had to realize that I was an impatient loser, because I have some very, very good news to share about the AI thumbnails maker. I kind of didn't take my own advice that I'd give to someone else, which is you need patience, it takes time, it doesn't happen overnight. Well, that's kind of the case with the AI thumbnails maker. So yeah, update on that is it's starting to make some money, and it's starting to get customers pretty regularly, which is something that I didn't expect. But this has been actually like super cool to see, and it really got me thinking about what I want to share in this video. What's the theme of this video? And I think it's patience. If you're gonna launch things on the internet and build stuff online, you need patience. Success, however you define it, isn't going to happen overnight. And if you just try something, only give it 24 hours and then shut it down, you're never gonna give your products or your ideas time to breathe. And that's the case for the AI thumbnails maker. And what I realized is that you gotta build stuff, put it out into the world, ship it, and then let it simmer and let it breathe for some time. And that's why I'm actually really stoked that I went on vacation and I just didn't look at it anymore. And then I opened it back up and saw some things that I didn't expect. I was way too quick to call this a failure because I'm so focused on getting these videos out and sharing updates that I didn't really give things time to breathe, which is the advice that I would give to someone else building, or what I would tell someone if they told me that their product didn't make millions overnight. So here are some of the things that happened after I shipped. The first thing is that hundreds of people are visiting my website every day, which is super cool to think about, right? I spent all this time, put all this work in, late nights, early mornings. I shipped the thing, and then I stopped thinking about it, right? It works on its own, and hundreds of people visit this website while I'm outside playing tennis or sleeping in or whatever. They are browsing this website, using my product, and getting value out of it. That is something that is so cool about software that you can't really say about a lot of other businesses. Software just runs on its own. The second thing that happened after I shipped is customers are coming in almost every day. Actual paying customers are coming in on nearly a daily basis, which is super cool to see. The third thing that was super cool is actually someone made a TikTok about the AI thumbnails maker. I have no idea how they found it. Maybe it was on Twitter, or maybe it was on Reddit, or maybe they follow this on YouTube, but they made a TikTok about the AI thumbnails maker and said, this is a cool product. They kind of talked about the AI behind it and how that could be useful and neat. And it got a bunch of views. I think it got thousands of views and probably led to some customers. I wanted to share this because what I realized through this is what happens when you actually ship. If I didn't ship, if I didn't put out into the real world, even though it sucked, even though it didn't make a whole lot of sales right away, and that was embarrassing to me, those things would never have happened. This is the lesson here, which is you gotta ship things and you gotta have patience. So if anybody is watching this right now and has shipped something or is kind of debating whether to ship it and put it out into the world and finish that project, do it. You never know what's gonna happen. I could have never predicted this TikTok to be posted. When I saw it, it was just such a cool feeling to see that someone had done that. Okay, that's the update on the AI thumbnails maker. I know what you're probably wondering is how much money has it made? Well, I have an update to share next, and it has to do with actually an even bigger update, which is entire change to this challenge that I'm really excited to share with you guys. Based on you guys' feedback from the last video, I'm gonna be sort of pivoting the challenge, and I'm gonna be sharing all that with you next. But I have to go take my dog for a walk, so let's go take a Bernie break. Bernie, where are you at? You ready to go for a walk? Okay, we'll be back.
Are you ready for a Bernie break? Look how big this guy's gotten now. He's becoming a big boy, a good big boy, right? You ready to go for a break? You ready to go for a Bernie break? That's a Bernie break.
All right, I'm out here on this Bernie break, and you can see Bernie's out there somewhere. Hey, Bernie, what are you doing? He's roaming around. I got a few minutes to update, or at least just want to talk about something, which is, again, the failure piece and, you know, building in public and building stuff, but also documenting it as you build. I think that's probably the biggest challenge with the challenge is building stuff and documenting it. I think it's also why you probably don't see a whole lot of other people doing something like this online, because it is such an added challenge. But one of my big rules is to not create any excuses, right? I could say, oh, I run Starter Story as a full-time business. I do all these things. I'm never gonna make excuses for any of these things. What I think is cool about what I'm doing is a lot of people watching this probably have other things going on in their life, full-time job, family, limited time. I have limited time to work on the products in the 100K challenge. And that's why I think it's actually can be really useful for you guys to watch this. Is I can't go create a huge SaaS product, right? I don't have the actual capacity to do that. There are a lot of constraints that are forcing me to build smaller things. That would be the advice that I would give to someone who is just starting out and wants to build lots of different projects, build with AI. Figure out how to build cool things that you can just ship. Huge, big projects, especially as a solo developer, you're gonna lose momentum and never ship them, basically. And that same thing would happen to me if I wasn't shipping lots of different projects, which we're gonna talk about, and documenting everything as I go. It wouldn't be possible to build something huge, and that would be the advice I would give to anybody watching this who wants to build stuff online. Start small, get users, ship stuff, and document it. And yeah, I think that's the way to go. All right, well, this Bernie break is over. Bernie, let's go. Now I'm gonna share with you guys my big new update. See you in a sec. Okay, now for update number 2, which is a bigger update of the challenge. Once the dust settled from the AI thumbnails maker, I was able to take a little time off and think about what are my next steps? What's the next project I'm gonna build, and how I'm gonna make 100K with these AI tools and document it all for you to see. The bigger picture thing is that I don't think it's gonna happen with one product. I don't think I'm gonna make 100K off some one-hit wonder, and I think I will figure things out by building out a portfolio. So the first thing that I wanna share with you guys, which I think you're gonna really enjoy, is Starter Story Labs. You can go right now to labs.starterstory.com and you can see exactly everything that's going on with the challenge at any given time. Number 1, you can see how much money I've made in the challenge. You can see the big progress bar and how far along I am in the goal of reaching $100,000. And all this data pulls from live real metrics. This is public data that anybody can see. You can see the startups that have worked, you can see my failed ideas, and you can see my backlog of potential ideas that I plan to build. There's already a bunch of ideas in there of things that I want to build. I'm not sure if I'm gonna build all those, but as I continue to build stuff and run into problems and just build cool things with AI and learn new things, I'm coming up with ideas all the time and I add them there. So you can go check that out. It's free and you can get an update on where I'm at even if I haven't filmed a video or it's been a few days. And yeah, you can go and check out those ideas and you can even steal them or start working on things like that if you see anything interesting in there. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. If you want to see me add any more stuff, I vibe coded that entire website. It took me like 5 minutes to do it, which is just cool to do that and learn a few things about building with AI. So I wanted to share that, but more importantly, let's let's talk about the bigger strategy of what we're gonna do with the challenge and how we're gonna make $100,000 as quickly as possible and make great content on the way for you guys to watch and follow along. The first thing is my next announcement is that more importantly than Starter Story Labs and documenting this, I'm gonna be committing right now to building a new startup or project every single week and documenting this for you to see. I talked about kind of building out the portfolio. Well, I'm committing right now to building a new startup or project. Maybe they're not gonna be huge things every single week, but I'm committing to doing that and launching every single week here on this channel and hopefully documenting a video every time for you to see, and even more update videos like this so you can follow along. And I'll try to share everything I've been learning, what's working, what's not. And obviously I love you guys' feedback. Everything you guys put in the comments is amazing. Let's talk about the why of the pivot. Why move away from the AI thumbnails maker, which was a cool idea, to building a bunch of stuff and seeing what happens. I have 3 things. Number 1 is just thinking about why I wanted to start this challenge in the first place. If you go and watch the very first video, my reasoning was to learn. I wanna ship lots of things. I wanna learn how to use AI. I wanna figure out how to wrangle these tools to build stuff with the very limited time that I already have. I believe that building with AI, learning how to build with AI, it's gonna change so much, but it is the most valuable skill you can have in the world right now, and it will be for the next 5, 10 years. I truly, truly believe that. So doing this challenge is forcing me to learn these things. I think that in a few months, maybe a year, the AI will be so good that it will be shipping projects for me, or at least adding features to my projects without me doing a thing while I'm sleeping or playing tennis on the courts. For example, I think that the AI is gonna be able to ship new features for my AI thumbnails maker without me even working on it. So the only important thing will be for me to come up with the idea, build it, and ship it. And that's one of the reasons why I wanna build lots of different things, because I think the AI will be able to do the building of features and even potentially the marketing of those things. We're gonna get all into that in this challenge, but it's still early days on that. So yeah, to go back to my point is, I think that learning these tools, learning how to use AI, learning how to build products, automations, agents, all these things with AI is actually more important than some product that you build with it. That's why I started this in the first place. I wanna go even harder on that. Reason number 2 for the pivot is, this kind of debate between building one thing or building lots of things. There are 2 schools of thought. The first one is to go all in and build one thing, right? Why spread your attention on multiple different projects when you can focus on one thing, figure out how to make it make money? And I do think that that advice is not wrong. For example, I'm building Starter Story. That is my one thing. That is a business that has been very successful, and that is my one thing. So I wouldn't say not to do that, but for purposes of the 100K challenge, figuring out how to make 100K with very limited time and resources, I think the better school of thought, for me at least personally, is to build lots of things, have all those things kind of live in the same ecosystem or the same world, and have them all build on each other. So you're gonna see what I'm gonna launch next week. Once you see that, I think it will make a lot more sense of why I'm building that and how that can actually benefit Starter Story and how Starter Story can benefit that. And I'll continue to build more projects that will do that. And I really think that building lots of different things in one space, especially if you're starting out or you have limited time, is a very effective strategy to find a couple things that actually work. Also, I think it's way more fun to build lots of stuff. And that is also something that is really important for me. I'm not gonna show up, record these videos, and go through the 100K challenge if I'm not passionate about what I'm building. And that sounds really exciting to me, to build lots of different things. That's just kind of more my style, and I wanna do what's true to me. The last thing, which I think is the most important, and it's kind of related to the previous one, it is also the theme of this video, is patience. My big lesson from the AI thumbnails generator is that I need to build stuff, let it chill, let it simmer, let it build up SEO, let someone make a TikTok video about it, put stuff into the world, let it chill, let it simmer, and go work on other things. My monkey brain, or whatever you wanna call it, is just hoping for that dopamine hit, that success to happen immediately after I launch it. And that can be dangerous if you're only focused on one thing. I think that is one of the benefits of working on lots of different projects. Is I launched the AI thumbnails maker. I was kind of butthurt about the outcome of it. 2 weeks later, I forgot about it. And then a week later, I opened up Stripe and there was a bunch of sales. There is definitely a lesson and a learning in there, is that ship lots of cool things, let them build, let them compound, and eventually, and through that process, you will learn what you're good at, what you're not good at, what works, what doesn't work, and Eventually a few projects will rise to the top and you'll continue to build more stuff like that and double down on that and then kind of push the other stuff away. So that's my final takeaway of why we're gonna make this pivot is patience is a virtue. All right, next we're gonna talk about my next project. But first I wanna show you something cool. Okay, this is something really, really exciting. I hope you guys will enjoy this. I really wanted to share this because I'm super proud of it. One thing that I've been really trying to do at Starter Story is create some merch. This isn't your typical merch. You can't actually buy this merch and it's not for sale, but it's something cool that we've been doing. And I wanted to just share this because I think you guys might find it kind of cool is we basically created this thing called the 100K Club. So you guys know the main Starter Story channel. We interview founders and they share their stories and it's a whole experience that people get to come on and share and hundreds of thousands of people view these videos, sometimes even millions of people. So we created this merch and I just got it in. It's called the 100K Club. And so anybody on the main Starter Story channel, if they do a video with us and it gets over 100,000 views, we send them this shirt for free and you get into the 100K Club. I think this came out super cool. And then on the back, we have the what's your story kind of tagline, which is Starter Story's big tagline because, you know, making money online is cool and building stuff is cool, but you know, what's your story? Creating your story is what Starter Story is all about, right? So I think that's cool. So we have that. I think that's super cool. If you ever come onto the Starter Story channel and you get 100,000 views, you will get this shirt. And also we have the Million Club too. Check that out. That's the Million Club. Same shirt, just says Millie on it. And it says, what's your story on the back as well. This one is obviously a little more harder to get. So these are super limited. We only did like 25 of them or something like that. Maybe we'll print more as we do it. Then we also send this little update, this little letter for everyone who does as well, which is super cool. You guys also know that I wear this hat in every single video. This hat right here, if you go on shop.starterstory.com, is $1,000. And I know that nobody's gonna buy this hat for $1,000 because it's just a hat. But because this hat represents something that's worth way more than money, it represents the deep work it requires to build something and ship it and put it live into the world. So, yes, it's $1,000 on shop.starterstory.com. If you join Starter Story Build and actually ship something, that is the most important thing. If you actually ship a real live product and ship it into the world, you get this hat for free. Shipping and handling fees apply. So this hat is really, really special. That's why I wear it in every single video. I thought you guys might find that interesting. We're working on a bunch of cool merch and that's it. Off to the next one. Okay, and now for my third big update. I know you're probably wondering, okay, Pat, where's the AI coding? You haven't done any AI coding or building or documenting in this. I know this is a big update video. There are some things changing about that as well. You might also be wondering, okay, what are you gonna build next? What's the next project? Show off what you're building, right? Well, actually, I already built it and it's right here. I already built it. I already launched it and it's done. As promised, I document everything on this channel. Everything I'm doing with the 100K Build Challenge, everything related to that is documented on this channel. Honestly, I did it all. It didn't really make sense to put in this video. It just felt out of place. I'm gonna be releasing another video, the 100K Build Challenge. You're gonna be getting 2 videos in 2 days. And that video is gonna have me documenting everything. How I actually came up with the idea, I build the entire thing and I launch it all in one single video. So you can watch all that if you enjoy the AI coding or the ideas or all that. What's cool about this project is that I built it super fast. That's kind of the idea behind the video coming out tomorrow, is to show you how fast I built this idea thanks to the past projects that we built. If you remember, we failed with the very first project and we got a little bit better with the second one. Well, now this is my third, borderline 4th project in a few weeks and I'm getting faster each time, which is super cool. I was basically able to put this thing together in a few hours in one session. That's the power of AI tools. As I talked about before, I want to learn how to get even faster building AI tools. And shameless plug, I've been learning a ton of stuff from Starter Story Build, which is our platform for learning AI tools. We actually just released one of our new programs, which is how this guy, Alex Finn, we just interviewed him on the YouTube channel. He makes $300,000 a year. He didn't know how to code. He didn't know how to build products. He did it all with Cursor. And I learned a ton of stuff from there too. So I'm learning a lot from Starter Story Build. So shameless plug, I think you should check that out. But also you can keep just following along on here. The full video will be releasing tomorrow. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that that one. And I'm gonna be coming out with a bunch more stuff and a bunch more updates. So we're probably gonna have updates and general videos kind of similar to this one. And then we're gonna have pure build videos. And then we'll do a bunch more fun stuff like potentially fully marketing videos and stuff like that as well. This marks the end of this update. I'm feeling really, really stoked about the challenge. I appreciate all you guys' feedback from the last video on what I should do and what I should change. And you guys can follow along now live on labs.starterstory.com. That's gonna have all my projects, everything that's failed, what I'm working on now, and a bunch of ideas that you can just steal from me. So keep following along. Sorry this video took so long to put together. I should never have any excuses, but I was on vacation and then I got sick. But now I'm back, I'm healthy, and I'm really excited to take this challenge to the next level, build a ton of stuff, have you guys follow along, be 100% transparent about everything. And most importantly, I wanna see what you guys build. Please put that in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the video. Keep building, keep shipping, never give up. Let's make 100K, baby. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.